I just climbed up the whole mountain to record this video, so please stay tuned. So basically I'm sweating. It's not the warmest day in the world, but I thought this atmosphere here is the best. Also, I lost my camera lens. Start from the beginning. Hey my friend, and welcome to another sit and talk video. We haven't done that in a while and there's a lot happening, and I thought it was time for a little life update as well as a super special announcement, so please stay until the end so I can tell you about it. I'm really excited about that one. But yeah, grab yourself your favorite beverage for now. I just have water because I basically climbed up all this hill right now just to do this video. But yeah, let's start. So first of all, everything went wrong again what I planned for this video. I brought my microphone, I brought a lavalier, and thought I could connect it to my phone, talking to the microphone, and have my camera set somewhere else, because apparently I just have my 25mm lens, which, because it's micro four thirds, it's a 50mm, and that would be my face is like this because I lost my other lens, but that's another story. Apparently since I got the iPhone, I forgot that the iPhone needs a special adapter and doesn't just go with the usual like headphones, how do you call it, plug, which I forgot. So here we are recording just with the iPhone now, because apparently it's the only solution where I have the wide angle lens and the mic close together where I can actually sit close to the phone. And we're doing this with the inwards camera because of that. But yeah, back to the story. I've been on the road now for 5 months, which is quite a lot, especially because I have been traveling all the time, and that was not my plan. And there are people coming. Well, yeah. And of course, traveling full time was my plan, but my plan originally consists of me traveling for a month, then maybe working for a month or maybe 2 in like one place, and then traveling again. But apparently after all I traveled for 5 months straight without really having a break of traveling, really being in one place at a time, and didn't just work in one place, more like all over the place, but not like as a volunteer position as I planned to, but more like doing my YouTube, doing some remote editing jobs, and that's about it. Did not quite work as planned. And as much as I hate to admit it, I put myself under a lifestyle and pressure I was not capable of. Constant need of sightseeing, the constant like, oh, where do I gonna sleep tonight? Where will I eat? What will I do? And that because I was changing places so fast on such a fast space. Like most of the time I never stayed like in the beginning I stayed for 1 night only. Then I realized I was a bit too fast after the road trips and everything. Then my new rule was to stay for 2 or 3 days, and still having this pressure on kind of. So it was all a bit too fast. And then I went to Egypt and I enjoyed my time there so much. I didn't really vlog much there because I stopped enjoying it because I did it on such an intense level during the road trip actually. And I don't like doing things I don't enjoy. I really don't like it. And also I stopped enjoying my editing process, and editing was always something for me I could do in every mood, in every condition. Sick, drunk, hangovered, super tired. In every kind of condition I was always into editing. I never stopped enjoying it until now when I had to do it. Like, it was so much pressure, like bringing out a YouTube video 1 time a week while still full-time traveling, even though full-time traveling is a thing itself that takes a lot of time. And before I was editing while I was sitting back home, and it's just a lot. It's a fucking lot. And then there is a difference if you have a planned schedule and you can just concentrate on like doing it. But no, because I wanted to be flexible and free and all that, I had to do everything on the road, and that puts pressure on you, even though it's just a small task. But getting yourself surrounded with a new place, new people, new everything every time is fucking exhausting. And yeah, then in Egypt I kind of stopped vlogging, and for the first time I fully enjoyed it again, which was amazing. Like sometimes I took my camera out just because I felt the need to say something to it, which was great. And then I realized it's not the vlogging that is the problem, it's just the intensity and the pressure. So when I was in Greece, I self-isolated myself for 1 week to process everything that happened. Back then it was 3 months in. I did a lot of shadow work, which was really, really necessarily, and I'm still at the start, but it was so needed. And then I started the hostel life, and well, that was actually the first time I got into hostel life again, because before it kind of never happened. Like I was with other people, or in Egypt I had my own apartment, so I was never in the hostel life. And I realized in Greece how much I missed it. Like hostel life was one of the main motivators for me to start this trip in the first place, because I loved it so much when I was in Thailand. And so I gotta give it caught up, like in the traveler's lifestyle, where you just live in the day and forget about time and let everything just happen whenever it happens. And it's amazing. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's amazing, and this lifestyle is beautiful. But I realized that I'm not the careless, free traveler anymore I was backpacking in Thailand. I have this responsibility with YouTube, and I kind of need days in the week to get my life back together. And I still got lost. I left Greece because I was, to be honest, I was overwhelmed to learn another language, another alphabet, to get into culture I wasn't ready for after like having the culture experience in Egypt before. So then I decided to make my way to Spain. Because I needed warm weather, a language I can at least barely understand, a culture I love, music I love and know, and I needed to comfort myself a bit. It's still out of the comfort zone, right? But I think sometimes I need to remind myself that it's okay to give yourself a tiny bit of comfort sometimes. You're not just strong and independent when you're like somewhere in the desert or in a really dangerous country. No, like just doing this itself is stepping out of my comfort zone a lot. And when I was in Spain, hostel life did not stop. It got even more intense. For like, I started in Malaga and I basically didn't sleep anymore. I went out a lot. I met a lot of amazing people. I went to Cadiz to recover, to take time for myself, and because my body realized that it was a lot for me, I got super sick and basically just lay at the beach all day to recover again before I went to Sevilla. And Sevilla was a part-time work and part-time, I don't know, experience. Like the working part was amazing. We took over like an Instagram from a hostel, and I met Grant and Jody, which was nice. Also Estefania, all from the LCA community. And it was beautiful, but I realized that I'm always tired. I was always tired. I kind of had this ongoing restlessness, FOMO on a daily basis. I wanted to do more faster all the time, and you can do that for a 2 weeks trip, even a month, but 5 months, it's gonna get a bit hard. So it got out of my control in a way, and so got my finances. Because let's face it, Europe needs a different budget than Asia does. And I hate to admit it, but Also, my finances got out of control, and I kind of hit rock bottom when my phone died. And because I thought I need to invest in a good phone for my career, which I'm really glad of. Like, I don't regret it, but we all know the prices of iPhones, and it cut the bank drastically, to be honest. I want to be super transparent here on this channel, because this is also where I'm going next. Like, I will explain to you a bit more of how the course of this channel gonna change. But for now, let's face it, I'm basically broke. I'm living currently from my emergency fund I had to go back home. But to be honest, going home was never less of an option than it is right now, even though I never planned to be at this situation. But before Egypt, I was home for a few days, and there I realized it's not about going away anymore, it's about not going back there, which is a bit drastically maybe, but I feel like at the moment I cannot go back there. It's not good for me. I need to surround myself with different kinds of people. Of course, I still love my friends and family, but this is a phase I think I need to be on my own, or with the people I choose to be part of, and not be in my old surroundings, but for example here in Granada. So I reached rock bottom, and I know it's still super privileged to say that, because of course I can still go home, I still have a home where I can go back to and all that, but for me it feels like that. And since this is my channel and my journey, I'm gonna say how I'm feeling. And so now I got my volunteering position, and I couldn't be happier about it. I work here in exchange for a bed, like an accommodation. I work 4 hours a day for 5 days a week, which is a pretty good deal, and everybody here is amazing, super nice. I felt welcome like the first minute I stepped into this place, and even though the first days I needed time to settle in, because I think just the adrenaline of the last weeks and months kind of went off, and I was just tired and antisocial. They made it pretty easy for me to like settle in, and I'm here for a week now, and I already feel so much more at peace, so much like I have so much more headspace. I don't have this restless feeling anymore, like I'm missing out on something. I don't plan my days here. It's just I wake up in the morning with no expectations at all, and the days just turn into something beautiful every day, and it's amazing. And yesterday we went on the walk up here, which was the first time I went here in the bit of the mountain, in the forest. And when I saw this view, like when we reached this place, I almost started crying because it was so beautiful. And I had the same feeling the first day I was in Granada and walked up a few points and saw this city, and I cannot tell you why, but this brings up a lot of emotions in me, and it brings up emotions right now, which is why I chose this place to do this video, because it is really emotional for me, and it is super personal to share that the plan I had failed, and that I'm broke now, and that I have to change everything. So the title is true, I'm changing everything right now. I'm changing my current style of travel. I'm changing my daily routines. I'm getting back into routines. I'm changing my style of seeing life. I'm changing my habits. And I'm changing this channel. Like, with all the headspace I had, I realized that I need to restructure here a bit. Because since I did not enjoy vlogging anymore or editing anymore, I need to change something. So daily vlogging is not for me. Like, it is if the days are apart from each other. So I want to like still capture the raw moments, but even more. Like before, when I felt bad, I did never had the feeling of putting my face into a camera, because those are the moments I maybe did like a voicemail to a friend to like talk the shit out of my brain, but I never had the need to talk to a camera, and maybe that's what I need to change. After this 1 week, I realized long-term stays is the way to go for me right now. So I'm gonna stay here in Granada for at least 2 months. I don't know, maybe I get trapped into the magic of the city like so many people before, and I'm gonna stay here, who knows. But for now, I'm gonna stay here for at least 2 months, and this is what I want to do future-wise as well. I'm done with the fast traveling. I'm done with the touristic tours of needing to see every touristic site. And even though a lot of them are beautiful, I realized that I want to choose the ones I actually want to see, and not just choose them because I feel like I need to see them, so I saw them, if you know what I mean. So with that, having a lot more time, a lot more headspace, because I don't need to think about where I'm going next, where's my next accommodation, my next food, whatever. I have a lot more time to do this properly here. Which doesn't mean I spend more time editing or filming. It basically just means I have more time thinking about the things I want to do and not just rush through it with vlogging, so I can capture everything somehow, especially in cities, not just being like superficially covering a city, but actually like go more into detail, show you a more local kind of perspective, show you a more raw kind of perspective. And I want to like include more people into my videos, because this is what makes traveling for me special, besides food. Let's like not miss out on the food, but people make the experiences special. You can go to the same place at different times and a place is completely different. Maybe you love a place because you met incredible people. Somebody else is coming and those people are not there, so they don't have this same beautiful magic experience. And that's why people are so strongly connected to my travels. I want to include them more in my videos, which is hard. It is so hard for me, because I always have the feeling I'm gonna annoy people and whatever, but I need to step up for myself now. I need to step up for myself, I need to step up for my passion, and I need to like be open about what I'm doing and just ask people if they want to be part of it, and they can decide if they want to be part of it. And it's not my expectation that they don't like to be part of it in the first place, because I tried that when I was in Gibraltar with like the 2 guys that went there, and they liked to be in the vlog. So this is what I want to do. I want to like, dive a bit deeper and also like embrace this brand I'm doing right now. I want to like encourage people to travel. I want to show them how beautiful it can be, but also show the downsides, and not just show them the downsides because I want to scare anyone, because that's the last thing I want to do. But I want you to be prepared for whatever can happen, because there can be happening a lot of shit. Like, I had to sleep in a common area once because there was no bed in the whole city available. I lost my bag with my passport and a camera lens, which sucks, but it happens. It can happen. And stuff like that happens all the time. But I want to show you so you can be prepared, because to be honest, those bad things happen, but it's nothing compared to the beauty and the magical, beautiful experience I've had in this trip. Like, there's this quote that stuck with me ever since, like, I'm living the highest highs and lowest lows, and nothing could be more true. Like, it can be super shitty at some days, but then you realize your problems are not that big anyways. You're gonna survive. Everything's gonna fall into place eventually, and it's good the way it is. And you can always get yourself out of this shitty situation somehow. And this is what I realized, and this is what I want to show here way more, and not just talk about something that happened the last few weeks, but actually show you while I'm in this moment. So this is my personal challenge, and I said it in public, so you all can see how committed I am to that. But this is my plan. I want to like be way more real with all of this, and I think while giving me the time to be myself more, to not be in a constant mode of stress and pressure. So yeah, why I'm doing all of this? Because I want to be as real as possible. This is the reason why I shared in the first place about my budget. This is why I'm sharing here that I failed with my plans of traveling the world so far. Which is why I want to include more rawness, because we have already so many amazing vloggers out there that tell you how beautiful this world is. And it is, like, it really is. I love this world. There's so much beauty in it. But I feel like we're missing out that this traveler lifestyle is all a fairy tale and everything is like a paradise. And it can be. Like, I've lived here more beautiful experience that I ever had back home, or I had them really rarely, and here I have them so often because I'm open to it and I embrace it, and I can like be open, I can be emotional, I can be all of that. I'm getting emotional right now by saying that. But yeah, you meet people that allow you to be open, and I want to be that person that allows you to be whoever you want to be. And if you want to travel the world, go travel the world. You can do it in so many different ways, and there's a way for everyone to do it. And if you don't want to travel the world, that is fine as well. But I want to be like, inspire you to like be your true self as much as you can, while trying to be my true self. So you see that it's actually not that bad. I'm not dying right now talking to this. It's actually relieving. So this is my new purpose. I want to inspire you to be as true as you are, do whatever the fuck you want to do in this life, and show you that the life of a traveler can be as fucked up as the life back home, but you get rewarded so much more for the misery days you have. So yeah, if you like this attempt, if you want to support my vision I have right here, you can subscribe to my channel, you can like, you can share a comment, you can share it with people you think that need to hear this. And if you want to support my broke ass, I opened up a Buy Me a Coffee account, which you can find somewhere here or in the description, to buy me a coffee or two. Maybe just quick something while I'm laying here in the sun. What maybe is important to say as well, I do not regret anything at all, because it may seem that I'm regretting, like, I don't know, spending too much money or whatever. I do not regret anything of this trip so far, what I did, nothing, because even though it may haven't been the right thing, it was the right thing to learn from it and to get to the point where I am now. And I think sometimes for me, I have to fail something to realize that this is not the right way, or I have to do something in a super extreme way to realize it's not my thing. But then I know it. And if you never try, you never know. So that's just something I want to add. I do not regret anything at all. And I'm super grateful for this life I created for myself. So my old travel vlog still will be going up at some point, I guess, because I did record some footage and I want to share it and save the memory and all that, but I don't know in which way and when or whatever. And I still need to think about how I'm doing all of this. So I may not upload every week, which I have lacked in the last month anyway, but yeah, this is the plan for now. And since we're talking about this, we're coming to my big announcement, which I'm so happy about, and it's really, really special to me, and that is that I am launching a podcast. I love podcasts for as much as they exist, kind of like ever since I started listening to them. And I thought about starting one for a long time. I wanted to start one with a friend back home. Then we wanted to start one on the road trip. And it somehow never turned on, like it never worked. And then I realized, why do I need to do it with other people when I can just do it myself? And then I'm not have to rely on other people, and especially being like on the road, it's hard to do it with other people anyways. So yeah, I decided to do it by myself. And since I said I'm on the road, that's the name as well. It's the On the Road cast, and I'm super, super excited. It's about my travels, especially my inner thoughts, and it's gonna be interviews with the people I'm meeting, because as I said, this is a big part, and I want to capture the knowledge, the wisdom, the inspiration they give me for myself as well as for all of you to share. I also am gonna link the trailer of my podcast so you can listen to it. Subscribe to either the YouTube channel I made up for it, or you can listen to it on Spotify or on Apple. And let me know what you think about it, because I'm super, super, super excited. It will launch like today. When you see this, it's a Sunday, and it will launch next Thursday. Like the trailer is already up, but the first episode will launch next Thursday on the 2nd of December. And from then on, every 2 weeks, because it will be 2 weeks, because I didn't want to pressure myself more than I already do with everything. And I already recorded some episodes in advance, and I just yesterday I was editing some of them, and I was just so inspired all over again. So I really hope you're inspired as well. It will be available on Spotify, on Apple, on YouTube. I made an extra channel. I also made an extra Instagram account, which you can follow to have the newest updates and the links in the stories and all that. And yeah, I'm super excited to share it. I'm excited for everything that is to come. I'm a bit scared, I gotta admit that, because it's another big step out of my comfort zone. But I feel like it's the right step, and I feel like I'm in a good environment right now to actually do that. So yeah, that was my life update, announcement, day in the life, emotions, view, everything in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I feel a lot more relieved now after recording this, and yes, until next time, stay tuned, stay curious, and stay creative, my friend. Bye.